Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and that is Shy, and we are here to watch the last episode of Yurei Deco.
Getting it over
Where,
with, baby. Rip off this
yeah,
band-aid.
hell yeah. Where last time, I think I said that they all got captured, but then Theta said, like, no, they totally didn't, so now I'm confused.
Yeah, because they
It,
didn't. I explained it to you.
yeah, yeah.
Also,
At the
the
very
So
end, I
explain what
think
else happened.
the
Finn got
broad
surrounded,
the
but
the
nothing was set yet.
the broad strokes is that we've left the island of Tom Sawyer to go to the floating island of Mark Twain, where all the hidden confidential data is stored, and we've got the thoroughfare of what was the robot's name again?
Analytica?
I've just
Yeah,
been calling him
Analytica.
Helper.
No, it's a different one. Analytica was the robot that made Curry or whatever, and
Yeah.
Oh,
got
yeah, 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 yeah,
destroyed
yeah.
by
I
Phantom
loved
Zero.
that guy.
Yeah, no, Analytica designed Mark Twain,
Yo, can I
so
be
that
honest
was
with you?
the thorough thread there. But also we have the mystery of Phantom Zero, which has been using the cover of multiple video game characters from a game that was designed 30 years ago.
hmm
Sorry, go ahead, Shy.
Oh, it's alright. It was nothing too important. I was just gonna say that legitimately, like, I'm not joking. My favorite character so far is Analytica, the architectural ramen bot.
The dead one. The dead character.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
had an
exactly.
entire character arc within like 3 minutes, and it was fantastic.
That
Best part of the
robot
show
got more
right there.
character development than Barry has.
Damn.
Yeah, but
He has. He has. What development has Barry's character undergone? Thank you.
They haven't
emotional.
changed. They're the same
No, to be
character.
fair, I was pausing to wait for because it looked like one of you was gonna talk.
Oh, good.
No, Barry has the emotional arc of their parents realizing that their parents both uh, care about them and thought they were dead, and is doing basically state espionage to try and save her.
You know
I
what? You're
guess
right. That is a character arc, but it feels really weird because it's her parents' character arc, and she's just kind of like she has grown into understanding a little bit. I
Well,
will give you that. You're right.
she's gone from ignorance of the world to
Yeah,
understanding
yeah. She's
what's going
exactly.
on
Yeah,
around her.
I'll give you
She
that. You're right.
from the what is it? She middle school? God, I don't know.
S-
The
I
the
I
middle
just assume
school.
everyone's a freshman in high school in anime.
Well, whatever school fan club, to realization about the world around her, so much so that it brought her to tears last episode.
uh I would have to say, like, if I'm thinking about arcs, the first couple of episodes until she like jumps off and fakes her death, um, is her arc, and then afterwards it's flat. And technically, I think her flat arc is supposed to be the arc that encourages everyone else to change or discover something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
And I
not
Yeah.
think
flat.
Finn is like the only character who like really grew, and that was really fast and sudden and weird for me.
But what I'm saying is Barry's arc is not flat. I think that's why we keep getting reintroduced to the two characters that were in her school fan club to see how ignorant they remain of things to the point where they can't see her anymore. Whereas she is dealing with every episode is a little element of how wrong the world is and her
Yeah,
realization of it.
honestly, no, I didn't think about it till you said it. But no, thank you for saying that because now I like have a little bit of a better appreciation for Barry.
I think it's
Yep.
so
But
subtle
yeah,
that you only realize it from here at the end.
yeah, yeah. I think it did take you saying that for me to look back and be like, oh, she was kind of a brat in the beginning, though.
And as for the narrative going on right now, they've hinted at like a singular person at the very end responsible for everything, and they're going to show them off now.
I
If
think
I
this
remember right.
is I think this is the episode where we see the Matrix crumble down and we go to the real world where it's all apocalyptic, like Theta said. I'm
I
waiting for it.
I joked about that where I got that joke in Pop, whatever that thing was in
Yeah,
the
no, I'm
foul anime
honestly
review.
at this point I'm kind of expecting it to actually happen.
By the way, if you don't move right now and look at your camera, it looks like you have an electric arm.
Well, I mean, who's
Oh,
to say
right,
that I
because like
don't?
the little glowing stuff in the background, I
Yeah, but
guess.
it's right where your sleeve is. So, like your arm is just off camera, but the top of your sleeve looks like you're
Okay,
the electrical arm for like Electro from the
there
Spider-Man
we go.
movie.
There we go. Hang on, a little off to the side so it looks slightly natural. There we
There
go.
you
There you go.
So what else we got? Any ideas? We already went over all of our ideas last time for like what could possibly be happening.
Well, I gave you in the very beginning the very serious breakdown of what's been going on this entire time.
Yep.
No speculation. Exactly what's been happening on a point-by-point breakdown plotline basis. So
yeah, so I think we've covered everything then, haven't we?
I got one question for you both though.
Go for it.
What would it take in this 20-minute span for you to feel like you didn't waste your time with this show?
Somebody has to die.
Okay.
Of course, that's the
you,
latest
Griff?
answer.
Well, somebody has to die because there's got to be the emotional, the group gathers around, hold the body as the person's dying. You have the realization that everything was for a reason. Like, maybe Grandma just dies of old age, but she sees that... Well, you remember, we had the cutback to 20 years ago. You gotta remember.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every time I stop, isn't me ending a thought. It's me taking a breath. And the Grandma sees the culmination of the last 20 to 30 years of her life, having meant something, an accomplishment for the next era of children. Because remember, there was that person that she used to work with that died, that was leading a revolution.
Right.
That the whole video game arc was centered around, where we then realized that Phantom Zero was taken from the video game and was related to this person that she possibly fell in love with a long time ago and then was killed.
I could see that. I could see that if we got like a resolution that was like, okay, this story was chaotic, but here's how we've decided to fix the obvious problems of the world. Here we go. There's hope. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just to tie it all together with one person, the same way we did with Finn, where we get to like episode 10. Finn's whole backstory and motivation comes around. Well, we do the same thing here at the very end, but with elements that we've already pushed together throughout the entire series.
I would like that, yeah. How about you, Griff?
If I had to say, like, what would make it feel like I didn't waste my time, what's the lowest possible bar here? Within 20 minutes, it would have to, at some point, declare what it was all actually about in a statement that actually matters. Like, this was about how, overwhelming, forgetting about everything was really bad, and then they actually make a cogent point about it or something, right? Something that actually isn't just pulled out of the what's it called?
Ether.
I guess so. They're not just like doing another like it was all about family all along. See, it was the family maybe along the way. That's what the whole point of the anime was. That would be completely flat for me. There would be no point.
Very fair. I think for me personally, since I went into this wanting a Summer Wars vibe, I need a koi koi scene. I need that final scene. I need something grand and extra with a crazy soundtrack behind it.
So literally the opposite of what Griff said, because that was literally the...
You want a cool fight scene to top it all off, which I understand.
That was literally the
It doesn't even need to be like a straight up fight scene. It just needs to be big.
Well, that was literally the all about family scene from that movie. So.
Yeah. So it doesn't need to be about family, but I want something grand. It's like, here's a unique way to our characters that's unique to how they do things. Here's how they're going to do that to solve the problem. And also, there's a crazy soundtrack going on in the background, and it looks pretty. That's what I want.
I think
that would make me feel like I was like, okay, yeah.
I think of all of our predictions, that's probably the least likely to happen.
It absolutely is the least likely to happen.
Only because
not going to happen.
Only because the koi koi scene happens on the internet, so everybody in the world can like join in. Whereas this one, they're not logged into the VR matrix or whatever, so there's not really, unless you got like everybody in that room of sensors to like stand up and quit their jobs and shout support for what they see going on the screen.
That's good. That's gotta be a scene. It's gonna happen.
but like that's kind of like if I were setting the bar, that's where I'd put it. But I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised at least, you know?
You remember the show, not Family Matters, what was it? Step by Step? Step by Step. I had to get the first few bars of the theme song. Shit, what was that woman who was famous for the thigh exercise machine?
Now you're going for the deep dives.
Susan Summers? Was that Susan Summers? Well, anyway, it was her. One of the guys from Dallas was the dad. You had Corey or something like that, which was the crazy guy who lived in a van in their driveway. Anyway, it was a very big.
Not familiar to me.
It was a
I
very
feel like it
big
should be.
family sitcom on about the same time as Family Matters and all that. Shoot.
What's it
Hell,
called? Step by Step?
I think it was Step by Step, yeah. I was saying the
American sitcom.
the big thing, I guess, would be end of the show. I don't want to say his name was Patrick Dempsey. I can't remember the fuck his name was. The dad from Step by Step takes a VR
that's not
helmet off of
familiar.
his head, and he looks to the rest of the cast of Step by Step. Say, yeah, that was a heck of a game, honey.
Oh man, watch that be like the whole ending of this.
I think we did a whole bit of that last time with our speculation.
Patrick Duffy. Patrick Duffy was the name of the dad from Step by Step, and Suzanne Summers, of course, was the mother. But no, Patrick Duffy was also in Dallas. And I think they did that joke once, where he falls asleep and he wakes up in the bed in Dallas or something like that, because Dallas was... Dallas always gets referenced. No, Family Guy did that with Patrick Duffy. People love to make fun of Patrick Duffy. He was also made fun of in South Park.
I can't even remember who that is.
I think there was the monster in South Park that had Patrick Duffy as a leg.
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I've only seen a few handful of episodes of that too.
All right.
I was trying to get through South Park recently, but man, these earlier episodes, the references are out of date.
Yeah, Scuzzlebutt. Scuzzlebutt has Patrick Duffy as a leg.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. That was like season 1. I'm there with you. I got you. I remember Scuzzlebutt. All right, I'm ready. I'm now ready. I've gotten my discussion.
I'm ready too. So I guess let's go ahead. Let's give it a watch.
Ooh, forgot my volume was raised.
Oh my gosh, they
headphone
changed the
levels.
animation. We did wake up in the real world.
We did it. We won the game.
No, I thought this was like a 2001
Oh no,
reference.
this is Phantom Zero. That little girl is Phantom Zero, calling it.
I thought it was a 2001 reference from just before the Space Baby scene.
It did sound like Barry's voice actor.
Oh, it's probably Barry. She's locked in some weird cyber headspace right now with
No, she woke up in the real
Hack.
world.
Wait. Hack has blonde hair and blue eyes.
That would be extra funny.
So you're saying the anime takes place in Germany, 1944.
I'm saying that character would fit in pretty well there, as far as
It's
survival
actually
goes.
Hack's long-lost sister, and this is why he didn't want to talk about his family, because this is all a rescue attempt in the first place.
They refuse to even disclose Hack's actual, like, gender or even gender identity, so, like, who
Gender is
fucking knows?
goblin. That's already solved. I don't see what the issue.
Look, they're a non-binary goblin. That's where we are right now, and I'm here for it.
100%.
Although I'm just gonna say, and speaking as a member of the queer community for you YouTube folks, non-binary gremlin is kind of redundant.
Speaking the facts here.
It's funny too, because non-binary people aren't gonna get offended with that. They're gonna be like, ha, yeah, she's right. We all thrive on our own chaos.
Home of the greatest secret.
Definitely sounds like Barry's voice, but that's Hack, 100%. If it's not Hack, I will PayPal each of you $1. They got the same eyebrows, it's Hack.
Downloaded fully into their brain.
Barry's getting what she wanted. She wanted that backstory. My sweeto.
So now, how do they tragically die?
Yo, Hack was adorable! When all your gremlin energy has yet to evolve and it's still cute.
That feeling when it's like, oh, eventually they'll stop being a goblin, right?
Hang on, aren't animals, like, gone right now? Like, wasn't the peacock part of the extinct exhibit?
I think so, actually.
I mean, obviously, this is a flashback, so.
No, I know, but that means that this was all very recent. Like, really recent. Probably within 10 years.
It keeps narrating everything to me, Mom.
Oh, wait, that's Helper! It's literally Helper. Wait, hold on, am I
Where's
about
that
to get my
Granny?
wholesome lesbian anime after all? You know what, there's actually one thing that, besides my previous thing, that would make this whole series feel worth it.
Our parents
Oh,
have
what's
no
that?
heads.
No, just before the end credits, the screen goes black, and then fucking, Winston pops up and says, like, one thing, and then it just goes dark, we're straight to credits.
See, I don't know who you're referencing, because I'm thinking Winston from Overwatch. The
I think
giant
that's
ape.
the
Winston
cat
from the
guy's
show.
name, right?
Watson.
Oh, Watson. Yeah.
Watson, sorry.
Yeah, it's all
See,
good.
they didn't develop any of the characters. So
Alright,
don't
now
know
I
their
want
names.
something like that, but it's max headroom.
No, I'm gonna keep going with Winston. Goes out the
Let's
call
keep- alright,
for the Overwatch
sure.
heroes to show.
Bet. Get this cat some peanut butter.
Get the tie-in for Blizzard's Overwatch.
Yo, Overwatch 2 is speedrunning becoming a
Ah,
dead game.
you were right, it is Heck.
I told you, they had the same eyes and eyebrows.
Okay, maybe it's not a flashback. Maybe it's just a,
Digital recreation of a memory.
yeah, it was a psychic prison, but same thing. Oh, no. I'm saying it might not be a memory.
Oh.
Like a mind wipe. And they're just creating a reality that they would like to live in.
She just had her whole photo album with her, I guess.
Wait, wasn't the peacock representing,
The government.
what is it, Phantom Zero?
No, the
Or
government.
whatever? Oh, okay.
The government.
Yeah.
Everybody in the government has like a little peacock logo on their shit.
Okay.
Who the fuck is I? That's a joke. I know they're saying AI, but it's just...
Code phrase activated.
But, like, that's also... I don't know. I hate that whole catchphrase. It hasn't made sense the whole time.
Oh, right. Also, Winston put 2 parts of, like, a feather like that so that they could get here and access the network.
They're just chasing a bird.
No, it wasn't. The what?
The Angelfish
The fish
Club.
tank was important?
Yeah.
Apparently.
This is very much... I know at least Shy's watched Gurren Lagann. This is very much that one dimension from Gurren Lagann where everyone got put into their like
Yeah.
dreams.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I got you.
Except that we got it here for 5 minutes at most.
Always good to get a, what do you get the man who has everything story.
Well, I mean, it didn't really work out that way in Gurren Lagann. Some of them were like nightmares.
Really,
What's
you were probably fine if you weren't mentally unstable.
Well, no, I
But,
mean like Simon's was like
what's the
a
quote from the
worse.
Matrix? The humans couldn't
That's what I'm
dare live in a
saying.
perfect world.
Simon's
If
was
you're-
like a worse version of what they really were.
Yeah, if you're not mentally unstable, you'll probably have a fine time. But Simone's gone through it. Ah, there it is, Phantom Zero. The old lady face. It really was someone we hadn't seen the whole time.
She's missing the wide bank of monitors behind her with.
Holy was Mark
It was all
Twain a
about
social
friendship.
experiment?
It was all a prank, bro.
No, I'm saying
a
it's
social
the
experiment.
it's the Matrix scene with the architect. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
They made their own
Yeah.
monitors.
We had the government hunt you down as a joke.
このマーク・トゥエインでカスタマーセンターを統率し、人々を見守り管理する者、インジャンクション長。ジロジロか。またの名を怪人ゼロ。
怪人ゼロの本当の正体をみんなに伝えることができれば、私たちが怪人ゼロじゃないってことがわかるはず。
Fucking idiot. Why do you think that would work?
そんな理由でここまで来たの？ウブね。ウブでピュアよ。でもそうね。それが探していた条件かもね。
なんだそれ。
イノセントアップロード。マーク・トゥエインの管理権。つまり怪人ゼロという名をウブでピュアなあなたたちに譲りましょうって意味よ。
You get to be the ones in control of who lives and dies now. How does it feel?
それはこの島で無数の目を持ち、島の
But I just came up here for a
全
chocolate
てを知る
factory.
ことができるようになるということ。そして知ったすべてを本当にも嘘にも。
Well, you know what
Wow,
happened
the
to the kid who
chocolate
got
factory
everything
got
he ever
it.
wanted? Massive taxes.
Well, it's like
No,
a.
control over the taxes.
It's a mix between Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and Snowpiercer.
怪人ゼロとはこの天国で
If you're familiar with the end of
神にも
Snowpiercer.
等しい力を手にした存在。
I'm not familiar with any of it.
先上がって
Of course
どう
not.
してこんなことを。
It's the first time I've heard the title.
We live in
始め
different
たのは
worlds.
この島を管理している
That's okay, it just makes this whole experience a little more
人
unique.
はアルゴリズムに支配されている。
We have nothing in common. Let's watch anime together.
Well, except for anime.
And even then, you know,
You're unlocking me
the
two
overlap
lists.
is...
そんなことない。私は私の心がちゃんとある。
そうね。ただその心、その反応とは膨大なバックアップデータから無意識に寄せ集めたもの。
That's called having a
人から生み
brain.
出すものは何一つとしてない。私もあなたたちの心も借りてきた材料をアルゴリズムによって
It is just Facebook.
もともと意志などというものはない。そんな人々を見守り救うため、いわば人が人を裁かず
You know, unless the island is incredibly small,
人々の
I don't think everybody's gonna get the message from the paper
そ
airplane
れが
method.
この場所。
みんなが不安になるようなことを見えなくしている大切な仕事よ。
だからって嘘で本当のこと隠していいってこと？そんなわけないよ。
This is just Persona 4, but way worse.
それも外部からの影響に過ぎない。そして
This is just the ending of Persona 4, but way worse. It's the same plot line. If we give humans what they think they want, they'll pretend to be happy and I rule them. That's it. That's it.
そんなことない。そんなことない。
人間は皆つき、誰にも見せたことのない暗い面を持っているの。
人の心はそんなに簡単じゃない。あなたたちの管理や監視なんて関係なく生きてるんだ。
I'm just imagining like being this old woman and some kid comes in just like, no, there's more to the world. It's like, I've been doing this job for 60 years.
Every JRPG ever.
Yeah.
私もあなたたちと同じ。アルゴリズムに踊らされているただの人間。そして、このシステムにおいて私の存在理由は、人間らしさとその揺らぎ、システムによって許された遊びの部分、外部からの影響をアルゴリズムに与えること。そのために選ばれた。そして、
I see she got her makeup tips from Orochimaru.
Orochimaru looks a lot better than she does.
Well, yeah, that's why she got the tips from him. She hasn't really executed it well.
So it turns out this entire
Give it another
series
100
was one episode of original series Star Trek. But we landed on the planet. A post-apocalypse has happened and a supercomputer has taken control. Now the citizens obey the computer. Their daily lives.
I want to say that explains why it's bad, but I just watched a series that's basically just one episode of Black Mirror, and it's really good. This is just bad execution. Music's ramping up, maybe I'll get my game.
I mean, Hack speaking some sense. Hack just like, shut up, who gassed you?
You're a techie, you know what the word algorithm is.
I mean, it's also not fake either, since it literally just anticipates what you would already do anyway. Yeah, it's you. You just said that. Please let him step up and just get slapped in the face. Step up and see if you
Yeah, Hack
yourself.
like runs in to like punch her and just gets smacked
Yeah,
out.
the music stops. Loud slapping sound. Everything pauses.
There's no better climax than an anticlimax. That's all I'm gonna say.
This whole show is an anticlimax.
We go back to that diagram with the fuck
No,
out.
this is just a disappointment. There's a difference.
We go back to the diagram with the fuck around, find out. Guy just pointing at.
They had
fuck around,
elevators the whole time,
find
I
out.
guess.
Yeah, but you don't have to change your fucking clothes, so it doesn't matter. Still feels like 90% of you is still identifiable.
Ignore the people trapped in boxes.
Hey look, the only black
Actually,
guy
an
in the city
improvement
is
for
still
her.
black.
Wait, are we watching Fire Force?
I think so, yeah.
Yo, I'm almost done with that, by the way, Theta. I'm having such a good time. Fire Force?
Yeah, I don't know why you brought me up though.
What? Wait, I thought you were talking about it with Griff all the time.
No,
Was it Griff who's talking with you?
no.
It's
I
come
don't
up
think I've
several
watched
times in
it.
our videos.
You're the only one in any of these conversations who ever brought up Fire Force.
I feel like you were using it to explain something to him before.
No, I was explaining something to him and you brought up Fire Force and used it as an example. Literally, it's only ever come from you.
It's alright. Y'all know I got a shit fucking memory. It's all good.
Yeah, what did happen to that? Yes, it is a good question. Tell us. This is what the story's for. Hack just ascends to become God, and that's it. Okay.
I was hoping credits were gonna
This-
pop up, and we never find out what happened to Hack, and that
I don't
Barry
even
just
know if
never
I would
wake
have been
up.
mad.
This really is shooting for the dystopia is okay, we have the good ruler now.
Oh wait, you're alive. Most of the time jumped into the future where they don't care
I think
anymore.
it's time jump.
Was her hair always like that, or did
Nope.
she cut it?
She just made it even
Okay.
shorter.
Her hair was the true story arc.
If you're a woman in anime and you cut your hair, that's your development. You just have to assume there's development because the hair's shorter.
Yeah, her mom got a haircut 30 years ago. That was her story arc, and now she's who she is.
今はラブの評価も適正だけでなく不適正にも対応するからな。
そうね。いいも悪いも秘密なしになったわ。
我々コンテンツモデレーターの仕事はいいことも悪いことも隠さず、ただ良くないことには良くないとちゃんと伝えるという風に変わったんだ。
This is still functionally the same job then. And in fact, even functionally the same purpose.
Well, no, now they're labeling things bad, so they're determining what's bad, which is weird. Just a weird
Hey
job.
everyone, you want some objective morality?
We decided to re-add the dislike button to YouTube. That's all the social change they accomplished.
No, just now there's a massive room full of people whose job is to determine what's bad and good.
Yup.
That's weird.
Alright, so a year's passed.
Yeah, no, obviously Hack became Injector.
God.
The Injector. If there's a god, that's the algorithm. And she or he is not just the person
I'm gonna stick with
exercising
they.
a little bit of...
Yo!
Watson True ending unlocked.
Winston the god. He's got Helper with him too.
But we learned nothing about Watson.
We didn't learn anything about half the characters.
True.
All we know about Smiley is she hangs out with the old lady.
All we really know about Hank is that he collects junk and makes stuff.
Hey, you guys want some fancy glasses? All you gotta do is some slave labor.
What if we use the algorithm to have people do other things?
Well, no, it's just that one day everyone's life got a lot worse.
Yeah, right?
Because everyone that
It
was
is.
living in ignorance suddenly had to see the horrible world that they lived in.
Yeah.
And arguably, the person who technically is the antagonist just flies off in an airship, never be seen again. Okay.
Well, that was the whole conversation that they had up there in Mark Twain. It was about replacing them. Yeah, see,
You know what this
just said
was?
that.
This is a way worse version of the Full Metal Alchemist conversation with Truth at the end.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
That's what we got.
That's what they just said, though, is that Hack took over the injunction job, which is
Mhm.
expressing a minor bit of control over the algorithm. But the algorithm still runs itself.
It's more like influence than control, right?
I think it's more like setting priorities for
I mean,
it.
it's such a minor degree of anything. I would say influence and control to a degree being expressed are relatively the same. You know that Twilight Zone episode with the kid that'll send you to the cornfield?
No.
Well, anyway, to the example I was giving, it's essentially the same. You have no control over the kid, but you can influence them, which is a slight bit of control.
Yeah. Influence I would consider control in a way that the other person thinks that they're doing what they want to do anyway. The best kind, most efficient.
So in the end, nothing really changed except that things aren't getting censored anymore.
Did Hack
Yeah.
actually have an arc?
No.
Well,
Their arc was they became gods.
We learned nothing about
They're not
Hack
God, though.
either.
They're not really God, though.
I mean, Injunction Joe said they're basically God, so I'm saying that Hack is basically God.
Well, I read it as the algorithm was God, and that you're basically like the whispering asshole. What's his name from the Lord of the
I don't know.
Rings?
I think
Wormtongue.
demonstrably,
You're Wormtongue.
Hack now has the ability to determine what happens.
No, that's what I'm
In some
saying.
way.
No. Hack does not have that power. The algorithm has that power, and they have a small ability to control the algorithm.
Alright, but if I got a hammer, I'm not gonna say the hammer's in control.
Well, what
It's
I'm
still
saying,
just a tool.
what I'm saying is if the hammer had legs, arms, and a brain, and you had the ability to suggest what should be hammered, that would be your job.
Might I
Buddy, there's a
suggest the
loose nail
movie
on the board
Upgrade?
there. You want to go grab that real quick?
That's what I'm saying
Thanks,
is
bro.
that the algorithm runs itself, and the injunctor has a worm tongue-like ability to whisper in its ear.
How do I word it? There's a difference between hypnosis and straight up mind control, right? It's the same premise. It's more hypnosis than it is mind control.
Or
Yeah,
I guess really,
to
it's
hypnotize
splitting
somebody-
hairs is all it is.
No, I'm saying it's not. It's two very different things. And to Shai's example, yeah, you have to want to be hypnotized.
Exactly.
Whereas to be
Hypnosis is
mind
a state of
controlled-
heightened suggestion.
Yeah, whereas being mind controlled is total control. So I would lean more towards the, yeah, you hypnotize, you're in a hypnotist position more than the mesmer position.
So,
Yeah.
I have to say, I think last
You're
time...
using charm person, not dominate person.
Sure, and they will remember at the end of the spell that you charmed them and will hate
Yeah.
you.
Or be
I
really
gotta
into
say,
it.
last time we made predictions about what the worst ending would be, and this was my worst ending. Congratulations, everybody, I won.
Yeah, you actually. Oh,
I
wow.
found the worst ending. I'm the most disappointed one here.
You're
I'm
feeling
gonna
really
go back and
gratified
watch
for someone
Summer
who's
Wars again and
disappointed.
be a lot happier.
I'll watch it with you. Don't worry.
I said it was returned to status quo, except for the fact that now things aren't being censored. That's
I
the
really feel
only
like
Dystopia
it's-
is okay because Hack's in charge now.
That was the
What
only
did we
difference.
learn here? Nothing.
The truth is real cool, except when Hack is in control and determines it for you.
I guess that it's better to know than not know.
It's totally okay
Ignorance-
if anonymous moderators determine what's good or bad for you.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's a meta commentary on like whatever, but who cares, right?
Not living in an echo chamber, I guess.
Yeah, basically. But like, man, I really feel like that whole message with this setting could have been a 3-episode arc.
Well, I was saying before, if it wasn't for keep your hands off Aizoken, I would have sworn off all Science SARU anime from here out. But keep your hands off Aizoken is a Science SARU anime, so it shows me that they're capable of hits and misses.
Right. I would say the story has entirely failed us, right?
100%. I really there wasn't really a part of this show that I felt like I really held on to, that I felt was super engaging.
Mhm.
I really just feel like this show was a lot of potential that just never got brought to light.
I would say,
in the terms of like, yeah, go for it.
I would say that the story didn't fail me. The storytelling failed me.
Yeah, the execution was garbage.
I think you could reposition the elements of the show and tell them in a different way, and it would be perfectly fine. Like, if the show started with the grandma as a younger woman running around with that dead guy whose name I can't remember 30 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then we actually no, maybe Analytica. Start with Analytica, then transfer that story as it's happening to the old woman, and then we go from the old woman to Finn, and then we hit modern day with Barry and Hack, and a transfer of time and story in a linear fashion that makes sense and isn't cartoon bottle episodes. I feel like we would have
your argument is that if it was more connected, it would be better. Which
would have given us investment, and then that investment would have led to understanding.
Yeah, I think I could totally agree for that. From my perspective, though, the story reeks of having to write it on the fly and not knowing how you're going to end it. I think that's why it ended up being mystery boxed until the very end, at which point they had to give an explanation. And when you open the mystery box, it's always going to be disappointing compared to the build-up to it. Like, comparatively, there's no explanation for whatever the hell was happening in Lost that'll ever be satisfying because of the way it was built up as being literally anything.
It was Limbo.
Or was it all a computer game all along? Or do the numbers mean something? Or who knows?
Bro, it was Limbo. They died in the plane crash. I mean, that was fairly obvious since the first season.
Let's see. Aside from the story, there's the world building, which I feel could have definitely gone further.
Like, I understand the world, but I don't really feel like it's a fleshed out world.
So I did just watch Summer Wars, right? And so they demonstrate what their virtual world is like. They don't tell a whole lot about it. They only show when people like log on to like do an activity, basically, and they do at least say like, well, people's accounts are connected to things through this so that they can do like different things, and that's why stuff starts going wrong.
They
right?
explained at the very beginning of that movie.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah, that's the opening to the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what the thing
they do
is.
it pretty quickly. Yeah,
And then they don't.
Oh
need
yeah,
to do
that's
it
right.
again
They
'cause we
start
know.
with like the advertisement. That's right. But here, it's not really clear what's even really possible, I think. And I think that's best demonstrated through the fight scenes, which we've already noted are literally just the same thing over and over again, because there's not really any stakes. We don't know what the rules are. We don't know what like the objectives are. What could possibly happen? We just know, well, they're shooting stuff at each other, and I guess one of them won. So that I would say is like not a total failure. I think like when they go over a whole bunch of stuff, like in the real world, how they're using the holograms to cover things up and things like that. I think it's only 50% of what it needed to be.
To put this very simply, to put my opinion in a very simple, generic term, if I were to sort my recommendations for an anime by will recommend, let them find out on their own, and actively steer them away from it, I would actively steer them away from this. This is not worth anyone's time.
Right, there's not a whole lot to get out of it, except I think the art and vibes. I think the way that it looks, the way that it sounds.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate any art style. I feel like my 7-year-old niece could recreate on her own with some crayons.
Yeah.
See, I grew up watching Chalk Zone, so I'm just into it.
Yeah, sure. I too liked Bing Bong, the child who could make anything with chalk.
I think it has some fun designs in it too. I think overall it does have a good happy vibe that if we weren't being critical and thinking about it, we could just go, yeah, okay, everyone's happy at the end. This is great.
Just to recap, I was being sarcastic. I don't like the art style of the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I got that. When you mentioned your 7-year-old niece, when you drop a number like that, it's condescending. I'm there for it.
Yeah.
Because, like, kind of, yeah, you're not wrong.
If it was 8, it wouldn't be.
Exactly. No. But, overall, out of 10.
Well, that's our official rating. Out of 10. Data, you got any final closing thoughts for us?
Wish I had, like, a detachable microphone or something so I could, like, walk around Jerry Springer style. Closing thoughts. Today we learned. When you're a overweight woman and living in a trailer park, perhaps having 5 children with KKK members isn't the greatest idea.
No, but the show really was like that.
Oh dear. Well, I guess that concludes it for Yurei Deco here. We watched the whole season, and unfortunately, so did you.
I don't know who you're talking
still
about.
watching this? Thank you.
Yeah, average viewers on these videos, these Yurei Deco videos, is like 5, 7.
Well, all 7 of you out there.
Put in context, we recently, which from Mercury Prologue went out the other day. It's currently over 600 in a day. So,
wow,
as compared to this, which gets like 5 or 6 in a week.
Well, to all 7 of you out there, I'm glad you suffered through it with us, and
Thank
hopefully you'll come and watch some of the other series with us, especially Witch from Mercury, which is incredibly cool, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah,
Join us for
upcoming
Chainsaw Man, thanks.
Chainsaw Man
And Chainsaw Man,
Mob
and
Psycho 100.
Mob Psycho. Do we have more? Overlord's still going on.
We got Made in Abyss coming up next.
Yeah, I thought we
and
were only
Made in Abyss.
advertising the new stuff. I didn't know you guys wanted to shoot off. On
I mean, I
everything
didn't
else.
either, but
Hey,
you started
I'm-
going off on the other one, so why not?
I'm just doing train of thought for what would be funnier, like just listing off literally everything.
Well, I mean, there's also Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blood Orphans, which is still continuing. And then, you
and
know,
ending soon.
Mobile Suit Gundam 0000, I don't know how you say the name of that one, which is coming after that.
Theta, are we finishing Summertime Render this week or next week? I forget where we are.
I think it's next week.
Okay.
There you go. All right. So I guess we're going to sign off for now. And this has been Stone Face Reactions, and we'll catch you next time. See ya, everybody.
Also, I'm Shy. That's Griffin. That's Theta. Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching another Stone Face Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?